Hi everyone, my name is Laura and welcome to my craft room. Today is March 19, 2026 and this is Flosstube number 9. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch. I would say that that is what I show most often. Once in a while I will do a little bit of a book talk for books that I have been reading, and once in a while I might throw in some other crafts as I do more than just cross stitch. So today I am going to be talking about my cross stitch projects, and at the end of the video I am going to share a couple of my current crochet projects that I am working on. So if you are interested in that, you are welcome to stick around for those as well. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for checking me out. I know there's a lot of floss tubers out there and a lot of channels to watch, so thank you for checking me out. I hope that you see something that you like and enjoy, and if you are one of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back. I enjoy being able to share this part of my life with you and to catch up with everybody, and it has been a really fun journey so far. So only on number 9, but it's been a lot of fun so far. I live in a small town just outside of Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada, and today is very much a spring day. We hit 0 degrees Celsius today. We're actually supposed to go up into the pluses today, which is wonderful. So the snow is melting. A couple of days ago we actually had a whole bunch of snow, so I'm kind of at that point of saying I refuse to shovel now. It's going to melt. It's supposed to be in the pluses, I think, all weekend and stuff, so we'll still go back and forth a lot. It is Manitoba, and our spring tends to definitely go back and forth temperature wise, but we can kind of feel that we're starting to get warmer and stuff, though, you know, we never talk about when it's going to stop snowing, because snow can happen at any time around here. You might notice as well that my room looks different. I'm working on changing around a room and moving into a larger space for my crafting. But the space at the moment is not painted. This is the color that you see on the walls is a color that the previous owners had chosen, and it's not really my color. I'm not a beige kind of person, so I do plan on painting this space, so it's probably going to change around a little bit more and stuff in the next few weeks. So we'll see how it ends up landing. I'm hoping that this will work for right now, and that there won't be too much glare coming off the windows or anything today. So hopefully this all works just fine. It has been 3 weeks since I have last done my filming. Not a huge amount to show you today. It's been a good few weeks. It's been maybe a little bit busier than I often am, which is totally fine. We have been out with friends and had gone to a jazz night with them one weekend, which was a lot of fun. Live music is always wonderful, and jazz is another type of music that I very much enjoy. So this jazz one that we went to, they were featuring music from New Orleans in the early 1900s, so that was a lot of fun, and even more so for me because if you don't know, I am a piano teacher, and last summer I had done some extended classes with a few of my students, and we actually did a full study for a month on New Orleans jazz and the early 1900s jazz movement. So it was actually really a lot of fun to go and see some live music as well. So very much enjoyed that. And then my daughter and I went to the ballet last weekend, and we went and saw Tchaikovsky's Sleeping Beauty, which was wonderful. It's been a long time since I've seen it, and she had never seen it before, so that was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that, and other than that, I've been teaching and all of those other good things that come along with that. I have one more week of teaching, and then in Manitoba we go on spring break for the last few days of March and the first couple of days of April. So it'll bring us right into Easter at that point. So during spring break is when I'm thinking I'm going to do the painting in this room. So that will, I mean, I'll do a lot of stitching, I'm sure, but that's definitely going to take up a bunch of my time in there too. So yeah, so today I have no new starts to show you or finishes. And I have 7 whips, so 7 projects that I have been working on. So let's jump in right into my whips, and then at the end I will share my plans. I have some lovely mail to share with you today, and then some of my crochet projects as well. So, but first, cross stitch. So we are going to start with my whip into shape. So this is a, what's the word? Oh, can't think of the word. Anyways, Andrew the Runner Stitcher is hosting this walking videos, and where we are encouraged to stitch for amount of time or amount of steps that he does in these videos on a project. And so, and it is called hashtag whip into shape. So Andrew the Runner Stitcher on Flosstube, go check him out if you haven't already. I decided to work on Pandemic, which is not my oldest whip, but definitely one of my oldest whips. And well, it's going well. He's got, oh, I think 9 or 10 walking videos up already. I have stitched for 3 of them so far, so definitely behind, but that's okay. And I will catch up for sure. It's going well. So this is where, so this is my starting point. That's what I'll put up on the screen first. So this is where my project was at the start of the whip into shape. And I started in February with it, and from the last video this is where it was, and now here is where we are now. So I have put in 565 stitches, which now puts me at 12.78%, and here, whoops, here we go. So there is Pandemic so far. So what I have been working on, I'm just going to fold this over a minute here. What I have been working on has been in this section here. So I had filled in the center, I did this one down here, added in some of the back stitching on this, and then I've gone back up over here and I'm bringing down that line over here. There's another one of these that will come here before it extends down. So I am working with a sulky thread, so it's a 12 weight sulky in black, and this is on a 32 count linen. I believe it is just antique white, and yeah, so that is where it's at now. So I have quite a few stitches to do yet to catch myself up. I want to say I'm probably, oh, I probably need almost 1,000 stitches to catch up to all of his videos, but that's okay. Like I say, I will continue with that one as I can. So I'm going to pop this off to the side a minute. So next I have White Fox, and this is a Max Pigeon design. This is my very first Max Pigeon to do, and I'm absolutely loving it. As I do, I would. I mean, I love stitching animals, and so this is definitely one of those ones that makes sense that I would enjoy. So this is what it will look like. I am doing this on an 18 count Aida called Cove from Roxy Floss Co. And I am using the called for DMC, and I'm using using 2 strands, sorry. When I started this one, I ended up starting it in the wrong color, and so I had to take out that color and basically restart. I didn't have to go all the way back to the beginning, but it was almost a restart. But since that last time, I have put in 1,136 stitches, and it is now at 34%. And so this is what it looks like. So this is my White Fox. Like I say, it's just, there's something about it that's just really, really fun to stitch. I think it's part of like the geometric design. Some of the sort of the more landscape behind is coming in now. And yeah, it's turned into something that's fun. I find it goes by really quick. I had to do a little bit of the back stitching in the face there because I couldn't not have his whiskers in right away. So I ended up putting that in almost immediately. I love all just the different shading. I don't know how well it's coming on camera there, but it's sort of like purpley mauve colors. And then it's got like sort of a green gray background and stuff. Just lovely. It's not a huge project, which is great. And yeah, I'm hoping to get this one finished fairly soon. Like I say, it goes by pretty quick. So this again is White Fox from Pigeon Coop Design. This is a digital pattern from his website. So it's not, I know he has a book out as well, which I also have. But this one is from his website. So White Fox. And next is Black Roses. So Black Roses is one that I have been attempting to work on 10% each month. I wanted to I started this in 26 and I wanted to finish it in 26. I don't know for sure that that's actually going to happen. It's taken me a little bit longer to stitch than I thought it would. It might be just this beginning part, but I'm enjoying it a lot. But you know, it's March, I should be at basically 30% and I'm not at quite 20% yet. So I think I'm gonna have to adjust a little bit for when I think I might actually get this one done. So this is where it was the last time you saw it, and since then I have put in 823 stitches and it is at 18.36%. So Black Roses is from Owl Forest Embroidery. I am stitching this on a 20 count candy apple from Roxy Floss. Yeah, so there we go. Another one that I really do love working on, the castle in the center there. All the intricate detail coming through with that one is great. What I've been working on mostly has been coming from here. So I've been starting the roses on the other side, and then I'll come down and put in this on this side because it will copy there, and then I'll keep working my way down. So I'm almost all the way across because this is the edge on one side and it's a copy on the other side. So it's almost as wide as it's going to go. And yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good there. Now you can see it quite well. So yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Like I say, it's really fun to work on. I don't know if it's just because I've been busy, but yeah, like I said, it's taken me just a little bit longer to get some of those stitches in than I thought it would, which is fine. Like I say, I'm not necessarily in a rush. I'm trying to make sure that my whip pile doesn't get too huge. So, you know, made some sort of goals to try and get some things done this year as well. So next we have Nordic Noir, and this is a modern folk embroidery piece, and it comes from the Evertotes Patreon page. So it's an exclusive for there. We just got the final square, I guess you'd call it a square, section this month. So now we have all 4 parts for it, which is great. I am still currently working on the first part. I took it out again in March. That was when it came back out again. And oh, where was I going? Sorry, losing my train of thought slightly there. That's okay. This is being done on a 20 count Ada called Whiskey from Roxy Floss, and I am using their floss as well called Charcoal as a single strand. This is where it was the last time you saw it. I'm pretty sure I have a picture. If not, then then that's okay. Here it is now. So here we go. So this is where I am now. Oh, let's see if I can hold this up. Sorry. There we go. Well, let's put the bag behind it. There's a little too much glare coming through there. There, that's better. Now you can see that better. So I had the frame already done before, and so there's 4 different sections, 4 different flower types that are going in there. what I had done now was I had been working on this band here and then the one at the bottom, and I just started with the middle section. I have put in 581 stitches, which puts this spot, just the inner side there, at 65.63%. That's what I was trying to say. So yes, so, and like I said, I have all four. They're all about the same amount of stitches. So hopefully that will get completed this year as well. And yeah, so it's really fun. Whiskey is one of the newer colors from Evertoad. Not necessarily a color I would choose for myself, but I really like this one. It's got yellowish in it, but it's not like super yellow. It's more, I don't even know what color, brownie yellow. I have no idea what color to actually call that. But it's really nice and it's working out up well. Once I have it framed, I actually have no idea where I'm going to put it, but I'm sure I will figure that out at some point. So that is Nordic Noir. Okay, and next I have Christmas Dots, and Christmas Dots is from Jeanette Douglas. This is paper only, so I don't actually have stitch counts for this one. It is one that I tend to work on the day that I am uploading this video. That's when I tend to work on my paper copy ones because my computer is in use and most of my patterns are in Markup RXP. So this is the one that I work on while it's doing all its uploading fun. And yeah, so I haven't actually done a whole lot on this one. I think the last time you saw it, I'm not sure if I have a picture of it, but I'll hold it up if I do. And what I've really done actually is just finished off the circle. Yeah, so I didn't have any of that sort of greeny yellow color behind it. Oh, this one's hard to see. Let's see if I can get a... There you go. That's not too bad. So yeah, so that's what we've got there. So I have to do the framing around it yet. Let me pull that out for a second so you can see. This is in one of my lovely Christmas bags from Evertote. There is what it will look like. So as you can see, I've got the sort of the outside ring to do yet. And I am doing this one on a 20 count glacier. 20 count Ada. I am using a single strand, and this is the Roxy Floss Co. conversion. And yeah, it's really fun. It's nice. I am turning these into small little ornaments that I'm going to be putting on my tree. So this was the very first one that I did. My bag is right here so I can show it to you. Ooh, the lighting. Can you? How's that? Yeah, you probably can see that now. So yeah, so it's gonna I have a whole bunch of those as my, to finish them off with, to hang them up next Christmas. So there's 25 of them to do. I had grand plans that I was gonna get all 25 done this year. I don't think, I'll be pretty happy if I can actually get all 12. If I can get 12 done, if I can get half done, that would be lovely. But I don't know for sure that that's gonna happen. So yeah. And next we have Christmas mugs, so another Christmas one. I kind of stitch seasonally and I kind of don't. I'm very much somebody who stitches what is calling to me, and I have small goals that I set for myself and then usually just go by what I'm feeling for the day. So next is Christmas mugs, and this is from Shannon Christine Designs. This was one that I restarted because it was originally on linen, and I find linen quite difficult to work with now. So I switched over to Ada, and now I am working on a 20 count Ada called Billie Jean from Evertote, and I'm using the called for DMC, and I'm using one strand for this, and I'm happy to say I have the first mug done. So there we go. So the last time you saw it, it was sort of in here. If I've remembered, I've put up a picture for you. And so I finished off the deer and all the snowflakes around it. And then I have started the frame just underneath it, just a few stitches. So it'll come here and go up, and then the next mug will go there. I have put in 537 stitches on the mug, which makes, I uploaded it into Markup RXP, and so I have all 12 mugs in there, so that is 8.03% done from all the mugs. I'm much happier with this now. I was using 2 strands on linen before, and especially because, as you can see, there's so much white in there, and I was finding the white was not laying very nicely. So this is much nicer. I'm finding it's going much faster. It's much easier for me to see. I don't see linen count as easily, so this is much nicer for me as well. It's really fun. I definitely worked on this one quite a number of days and really had enjoyed that. And so, yeah, so again, another one I'd love to finish this year, but I really don't think I'm going to manage to finish it. It's a lot of stitches per month if I was going to try and get all 12 of them done. And I know me. I am one of those who is going to jump around from project to project, and there's no way I'm going to stay focused on one thing for enough to be able to finish something like that. So, and the last one that I have to share is Once Upon a Fairy Tale. This is Amy Stewart is the artist, and it was charted by Heaven and Earth Design. This is my big project. It's kind of my forever project that I love doing. It is a full coverage. It is my first of these big, large full coverages. Sorry for the noise. I have it sort of stashed somewhere here. So I just kind of, when I feel like working on it, I typically like to work on it on a weekend, just because I tend to get some stitching time that is extended. And for this one, because there's so much confetti and stuff, it's just, you really do have to kind of concentrate on it, which I enjoy. So it's a lot of fun. This is where it was the last time that you saw it. And even though I have put in 497 stitches and it is now at 1.59%, I'm not sure if it's going to look all that different from one to the next. This is the thing with this full coverage piece. So here is where it is now. So like I say, I'm not sure exactly how different that actually looks. But you can definitely see more in there. So, you know, I always find that as more things go around the owl, it becomes more obvious. We've got the lamppost, and you can just kind of, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera or not. I can see it in person, that there's a sword sitting right there. Yeah, it might be one that you can't quite see. But when I pull it back, so I can see that sword right there. And then here are the first of the books in the bookshelf that are going in there. So yeah, so I'm getting close to a first page finish. Not quite at 2% yet, of course, 1.59%. And yeah, so lots of fun. I'm finding right now a lot of stuff I've been doing has been filling in stuff, and so it's giving it more depth, and more of the picture is coming through as I do that. So it's a lot of fun to work on. Yeah, once I start working on it, I have a hard time putting it down. So those 497 stitches, I think, was actually like one day of work, because I tend to pick it up and then work on it almost all day, which, you know, it's fun, but does not allow me to work on other projects at that point. Oh, sorry, good noises here. And that's it. That is everything for my cross stitch. So let's talk about plans for a minute. So like I say, in March, we are going to have our spring break pretty soon. And so that means I'll have more time for stitching, but I will also be working on painting as well. So I'll be busier with those kinds of things. I would like to see, maybe in March, I don't know, March or April, but I'd like to see a finish on White Fox. That's one that I'd like to get done really soon. I'd like to get Little Acorns to come back out and work on its 10% for the month. That is the one, the 2026 Modern Folk Embroidery stitch along. I want to finish the Christmas dot that I'm currently working on. And then I'd like to pull out Love Conquers All, which was the Salad and Thyme from Evertote, Modern Folk Embroidery as well. So I'd like to work on that one. And also Disagree. Disagree is coming along quite well. It's getting close to like 60% done. So I'd like to see that one come out soon too, because I would like that one done by the end of May. So definitely working on that one and stuff. It just hasn't, I had not worked on it in the last 3 weeks, so that's why it's not in today. Have a couple of new starts that I might possibly be doing yet in the next couple of weeks. I'm not really sure. I've got 1 or 2 things kind of in the works, but we'll see if I actually have time to start anything new or if I'm inspired to start anything new. So, and that's really it for my plans. So if you are here only for the cross stitch, this is where we will say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love your comments. I try and respond to everybody, and it's been a lot of fun to get to know people and to share my passion with you. So thank you very much, and happy stitching. If you are still here, okay, we're going to talk about haul, and then I'm going to pull out my crochet stuff. So I'm going to pause for 1 moment here. So let's talk about some things that I have received in the mail. So first off, I have from Evertote on their Patreon page. They were doing a D-stash auction, and I was able to get a couple of bags and a couple of pieces of Aida cloth, which is great since I mainly stitch on Aida these days. I have two Aidas. They are both 1/6 of a yard, so nice small little pieces. The first one is a 14 count. It is a, it doesn't really have a color because it's a one of a kind. You know, these are ones that died and maybe didn't take the color properly, or just were too light or too dark and these kinds of things. So this is a 14 count. It's a peachy kind of color. I don't know how well that's going to show up. The windows here, I definitely going to have to figure out maybe a different spot to film. But anyways, it's a peachy kind of pink color. Really pretty. So. And then the other one is a 16 count, and it is in a sort of a bluish color. Very light. Almost looks a little bit like Cove, but it's a little darker than that one. So yeah, so I have those two there. I don't have any plans for either one of them, but I often have small little projects to work on. So that is, I'm sure, what I will use those for. And then I have a few bags. So the first one was a set of 3 that came with this really fun little tote. I like the little extra ring on the side. I love this piece of fabric. It's just beautiful. Came with a matching Notions bag, and then another sort of smallish bag, which I use these for a lot of projects and stuff, which is great for single projects. So I love both of those. These ones here, the other one that I have one other bag that looks like this. I've been putting my knitting projects in these ones, which also works really well. I don't do a lot of knitting. Knitting is a very new thing for me, but I do enjoy that. So I don't know if it will become a knitting project or if a different cross-stitch project will go in there. And then I have this bag here, this lovely green one. Sort of the Christmas winter scene with the cars and everything. Nice big one. This is like the large flat. And then it had its matching Notions as well. I must have taken it out already. I don't see it in there, but that's okay. And matching Notions pouch as well. So these big ones are what I love a lot. I use them for many of my projects. And then the other one, the last one that I got, was this one here, which is just this fun almost like old newspaper type idea, right? And then the matching Notions that go with that one. So yeah, so that's what I got from the D-stash. So a few more bags, because you know I have more projects than bags still, so it'll be nice to have some more bags to put things in. And then I got some very lovely Stitchy Kindness, a lovely gift from another Flosstuber. Her name is Karen. She's the Stitching Owl. If you haven't already gone to check her out, please do. She has a wonderful floss tube. She is also a retired piano teacher, and she was an examiner for the Royal Conservatory of Music, the RCM in Canada. And she wrote a lot of music, which was fantastic. So she had reached out to me and had asked if she could send me some things. And oh my goodness, did she ever send me some things? I was pretty shocked when I opened that one up. She very, very lovely sent me a whole bunch of books of music that she has written. And I can't tell you how much that meant to me. I'm kind of floored by it all. I'm very much looking forward to sharing these with my students. They'll make some wonderful sight reading books for some of my older students, or pieces that we will work on and stuff in class and things like that. So, which is wonderful. They are, I'm going to show you all the books, but they are all different levels from elementary to intermediate, which is great because I teach a wide range of students as well at all different levels. So the first one I have here is Knick Knack Paddywhack as an elementary one. Lots of my students are into and love animals as well, so I love that there's so many animal ones here. We have Such a Copycat. I believe that this one is a duet. Yep, this is a piano duet, so that'll be a lot of fun. We have Animal Antics. So yes, so this will be another really great one. Like I say, so many of my students love animals, and you can't go wrong with animals in music, so this will be a lot of fun for them. This is one that I was excited about because, well, I have 2 cats, and so perfectly musical. Super fun. I have not actually had a chance to sit down and play any of these. I just got these ones in the mail yesterday, so I was waiting to show them before I sit down and play through all the books. I have An Emotional Roller Coaster, so all about emotion and how an expression in music, which is wonderful. It's something that we have to work on a lot with students because it's not the easiest thing to always do. So music that really helps to express and help them to learn how to shape that is a really great thing to do, and more pieces like that are fantastic. Then we have Jingle Bells as a duet, which can never go wrong with something like that at Christmas time. It's one of the first Christmas carols that most students learn because they know it well, and it's not super hard. So being able to put in different versions of it and different things that they can do is great for that. And then the last one was Oh Canada, and it is a double duet. So that means it's actually using 2 pianos and 8 hands, so 4 students, which is really cool. I think that's great. Sometimes at our recital, which comes up at the end of the school year, we once in a while we do some fun extra things at recital. Not really often because everybody's pretty busy. There's once in a while I'll do something with a student. So a couple of years ago, one of my advanced students and I played a music battle, was basically what it was. It was Marvel versus DC. So they were playing music from Marvel, I was playing music from DC, and we were having this little piano battle on stage. So it was a lot of fun. So something like this I think would also be really fun to do. And I have a lot of students who would enjoy doing something kind of different like that, and some that are siblings, and I have a couple of students in mind already who could do this, who are cousins, and so it might be a really fun one for them to do. So yeah, so I think that's actually going to be a lot of fun too. So thank you, Karen. I can't thank you enough for sending me all of this music. That was, my goodness, floored. And then, because this is who she is, she sent me a lovely cross-stitch gift as well. And this is a project that she had completed. It is a pigeon coop design. So this is my first one that's completed, and it is this lovely finish that she did. I'm not actually sure what the pattern is, but isn't that just beautiful? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you so much. She finished it really nicely as a flat finish, and then that braid on the side. My daughter was here when I was opening up the package, and as soon as she saw it, she grabbed it right away and went and hung it up in the kitchen, and she's like, it lives here now. So that's where it's going to go back to once it's done. And then, now I really have that incentive to finish White Fox and put these ones together, which I think will also look really quite lovely together. So thank you, Karen. It is absolutely wonderful. And I love it very much. And those were the things that I got in the mail. So we're going to jump into crochet. So I am also a crocheter. That is not the first craft I did, but it was definitely the crafting that I did for a long time. I got only back into cross stitch a few years ago. So crochet has been something I've been doing since I was a teenager. And, it always comes and goes, kind of like everybody else, small children. everything kind of changes a little bit and stuff at that time. Don't have as much time, but I often had projects going. I think I have discussed that before, that I have taken a crochet certification course for teaching and instructing. So from beginners to advanced stitches, and I really enjoy the advanced stuff, the harder things these days. Doesn't mean that's the only thing I work on, but you know, the internet really changed a lot of that, where you were able to find designers and designs of things that really I didn't even know was a thing for the longest time. I taught myself, well, I learned most of my crocheting through a book. And, you know, that book kind of fell apart in the end because it was me going over things over and over again, trying to figure out how to do certain stitches and things. And it took me quite a while. Now you, of course, can jump online, and there's lots of people out there on YouTube that can show you how to crochet and how to do different stitches. So I've got two things to show you today. The first one is just one of those really simple projects that I work on. This is sort of an evening project, early morning project. It's nothing super fancy, but it is really fun. And, you know, it's a great one to do just before bed because I don't have to think very hard about it. It does have a pattern. Let's see, I'll grab it out of the bag here a minute. It's called the Wavy Ridge Super Scarf, and you can find it on Yarnspirations website, so yarnspirations.com, I believe it is. And I just went to my local Michael's craft store, sorry, all the paper there, and my daughter was with me and she really liked these colors, so that was what I just ended up choosing. So it's just a loops and thread. It's just a really basic acrylic yarn, considered a 4-weight, so it's you know, not super thick, but yeah. And this is what it looks like. So I have been working my way through. So here we go. So yeah, that's what we got. So it is if you are a crocheter, it is a double crochet, and it is in a wave one. So you are doing increases and decreases on each row, which is how you get the wave. And the little bit of added texture that you're seeing in there is because I'm working in the back loop. And so that gives it a little extra texture. It gives that, you can kind of see it, I think, you know, you can kind of see that that's what's there. If it was not in the back loop, then it would just look like a straight wave. You wouldn't see the extra little bumps in there. Okay, so that's that one there. It's just going to be a simple scarf. It'll be probably next winter for her, because obviously she's not going to need it now anymore. And she likes a lot of those browns and stuff. So that's the one that I kind of work on in the evening. And then the other one I'm working on, this is definitely a favorite of mine. Now I'm going to apologize right now. I am going to butcher these names. So I'm going to try and put them on the screen, and if not, they will be in the box below for if you are interested in what these are, where to find them. So a number of years ago, I don't even know how I came across them, but I came across a yarn company and it came from Netherlands. And their yarn is just absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, because I don't have a craft store that's super close and doesn't have a lot of variety in it, I do a lot of my purchasing online. And so this yarn company, there's a couple of suppliers in Canada that I can order from online and stuff, so that's what I do. And so their name, excuse me, I'm going to, because it's a Dutch name, and even though I am technically Dutch, I did not grow up speaking Dutch, so I don't know, my pronunciation will be awful. So Skepjes, if I get that right. So this is the yarn. So there you go. That's how you actually, you know, say it. Skepjes. I know it means sailboat or big boat kind of thing. Yeah, so that's what it is. So this is what we call a whirl. So it's got slow change to different colors of thread. It's quite a thin thread. If you can kind of see it, it's quite thin. So I use a pretty small hook with these ones. And so this is called a whirl, and it comes in lots of different colors. And this project that I have been working on is a Rosetta, is what it's called. It's from 2019. Skepjes has it on their website. It was one of their stitch along, so it's a free pattern. The designer from this, and I'm probably going to say her name wrong as well, is Lilla Bjorn Crochet. So it's lilabjorncrochet.com. So again, if I'm able to, I will put that across the screen at the bottom, and otherwise it will be in the box. And this is from 2019. So this one, and it looks like this. So it's supposed to look like a stained glass window. Sorry, let me turn that so the threads are not in the way. There we go. So right now it is still in the circle. I will be squaring it off at some point, and then it will extend down at the bottom to become a full blanket or wall hanging, depending. So if you are looking at this and if you're not sure what's happening here, so this is, so the middle section is what we call tapestry crochet, and it is flat together, and you carry your thread underneath so that you can't see it, even though so you won't see it behind. It's actually carried through the center, so you can't see it. And then the top, there we go. Let's see if I can get right, is an overlay crochet. And so each line is just a single line, but you build the texture over top. And so that is what I'm working on as we do that one there. So yeah, and this is using that whirl that I showed you, and so it gives us sort of that sunset color, which is what I really love that. So that is what I'm working on. The rounds now are close to 1,000 stitches around, so it takes me a couple hours to do each round, but I'm almost done that circle, and then like I say, then it squares off and there's a piece on the bottom, so then it won't take me too much longer. At that point, I'm at that longest part right now. And that's it. That's all I have to show you today. So if you stuck around for the whole thing, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for letting me share all the things that I am passionate about and enjoy doing with my days. I appreciate every one of you and love spending time with all of you. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you find lots of time for stitching and to be able to work on projects that you love. So thank you. I will see you again in a couple of weeks. Happy stitching.